50 years ago, a small group of people who believed in the power of precious metals and in the power of connection came together to build something. Not a company, not just a conference, a community. But the story didn't start in 1976. It started years earlier, in a graduate course on noble metals metallurgy. Academics and industry leaders saw something their field needed. A place where knowledge could be shared, where disciplines could meet, and where an entire community could be built around a shared mission. They met at Harvard, they met at Yale, and on November 18, 1976, they held the first membership meeting at the Princeton Club. 50 members attended. The International Precious Metals Institute formally began.
It started with a seed of the technological exchange of ideas.
It was originally founded by scientists who had the intention of exchanging and sharing information that's relevant to the industry.
The early vision was simple and powerful, that the people working across this industry, from miners to refiners, traders to scientists, needed a place to find each other. The first technical conference at the World Trade Center, with 146 attendees and 5 technical papers, solidified that mission.
I think what was really missing for the industry at the time was just a place for everyone to get together and allow those ideas to be discussed, shared, and relationships really built, forged.
There really wasn't anything before it. This really was a new idea, and I think that's very much why it took hold.
The Institute was built as a bridge between academia and industry, between disciplines, between generations. The early member companies weren't just supporters. They were architects of something the industry had never had before.
It's a place almost like a brewery where things ferment.
Interacting with academia was not a priority of our world until we realized that all the progress done with precious metals are done in partnership with academic world.
IPMI came in and offered an opportunity for people within the industry to meet, to form relationships, to learn what goes on in the broader industry, to be a bit creative in their own ideas about these precious metals.
Over the decades, the organization grew. Regional chapters took root. Working committees formed around the issues that mattered most. Seminars and webinars brought the conversation closer to home. And every June, the annual conference became the moment the entire global community gathered in one place.
Our industry is a tribe. A tribe needs a means of communication. Otherwise, it would not exist. The IPMI conference is that to the tribe that is the precious metals industry.
There's a good number of people that attend the IPMI that I think, frankly, wouldn't see anywhere else.
More than 500 people from every corner of the precious metals world attend the conference each year. Refiners, recyclers, traders, scientists, bankers, manufacturers, automotive and electronics companies, pharmaceutical researchers, university professors, and increasingly, students. What draws them isn't just the programming, it's each other. That exchange of knowledge across disciplines, across borders, and across generations has always been at the heart of what the Institute does. It is not a coincidence that IPMI's most iconic symbol represents connection. Connection is the point.
We're constantly growing the network, creating connectivity between people and partners, and learning things about each other that helps the community and the industry continue to. You learn something new every day.
There was something about circular economy because we are typically in this type of industry where circular economy makes sense. Every gram of precious metal has its importance and is recovered. That was very impactful for me.
For 50 years, the Institute has helped the precious metals industry do something that doesn't happen on its own. Trust each other. Relationships built at conferences have turned into partnerships, collaborations, and careers. Some of the oldest precious metals institutions in the world, companies founded centuries ago, trusted by nations, and refined by generations of expertise, chose this community as their home. Institutions like Johnson Matthey, founded in 1817. Engelhard, a driving force in its inception. Heraeus, founded in 1851. Metalor, founded in 1852. Ames Goldsmith, founded in 1860. And Tanaka Precious Metals Group, founded in 1885. They were not just joining an association, they were helping strengthen a community and exchange knowledge.
The IPMI is really providing individuals, members, with the opportunity to become a leader.
So much of my entire career is because of the connections made at the IPMI.
The board of directors gave me the confidence to become the president by providing me the right tools, somehow being a mentor. And it has really helped me to grow my leadership into this industry and also to learn from this industry.
The networking ring isn't just a logo. It's a record of thousands of handshakes, conversations, and connections made over half a century. Through board service, volunteer leadership, committee work, and mentorship, the organization has developed leaders who shape the precious metals industry across refining, recycling, trading, science, finance, manufacturing, and education.
I think it's one of the best things that IPMI does is provide opportunities for these young people, one, financially, through scholarship.
I started coming to IPMI when I was 2 years old. I'm now 30 years old, and it feels surreal to actually be involved as a participant now and even sit on the board and have impact in directing the organization and its mission and vision. The IPMI feels like extended family, and developed a lot of great connections and relationships through the IPMI that I'm forever grateful for.
50 years in, the Institute looks different than it did in 1976. The industry has changed. The technology has changed. The membership spans more than 600 organizations and individuals across the globe. Corporations, universities, and research institutions connected by a common purpose. But the core of what IPMI is has not changed at all. That same commitment to knowledge and the next generation continues through the foundation, which supports education, awards, technical programming, and the journal.
I'm very proud of our institute and that we support the students and their research.
It's really a place where people feel safe, can exchange about the latest technology, and there is really a sense of trust.
What makes IPMI special is the people behind it. The board, the executive committee, chapter leaders, committee members, and volunteers all give their time because they believe in this community and in the future of the precious metals industry. As a longtime member and board member, I've seen the work that happens behind the scenes to create conferences, share knowledge, support students, and build relationships that truly last. Happy Golden Jubilee, IPMI.
For 50 years, IPMI has connected people to the world of precious metals. It remains the place where leaders, experts, and emerging professionals come together to connect, learn, and build relationships that move our industry forward. Join us in building the next 50 years.